Bunyakariyavathu refers to the bases or objects of meritorious action in Buddhism. Delving deeper into Bunyakariyavathu involves understanding the various contexts and objects that serve as avenues for generating wholesome karma bunya. Here are some key aspects to consider. 1. Dhanamai refers to meritorious action consisting of generosity or the accumulation of merit through acts of giving in Buddhism. Delving deeper into dhanamai involves understanding the significance, principles, and benefits of generosity as a fundamental practice. On the Buddhist path, generosity, or dana, is one of the foundational virtues in Buddhism. It involves the selfless giving of material resources, such as food, clothing, shelter, and money, as well as non-material gifts, such as kindness, compassion, and wisdom. Dana is considered a fundamental practice for cultivating wholesome qualities and generating merit. Generosity is often described in Buddhism as having three aspects: giving material gifts dhatu dana, giving protection and refuge abhaya dana, and giving the dhamma dhamma dana. Each form of giving is considered meritorious and contributes to the welfare and happiness of others. Practicing generosity brings numerous benefits to both the giver and the recipient. For the giver, generosity cultivates qualities such as compassion, kindness, and non-attachment, leading to inner peace, happiness, and spiritual growth. It also creates positive karmic conditions for a future well-being and supports the development of wholesome states of mind. Generosity is seen as a powerful antidote to greed, selfishness, and attachment, which are the root causes of suffering dukkha in Buddhism. By cultivating a generous heart and sharing one's resources with others, individuals reduce their own mental afflictions and contribute to the alleviation of suffering in the world. Giving is regarded as a virtuous and noble action that reflects the highest qualities of human nature. It is an expression of compassion, empathy, and interconnectedness with all beings. Through acts of generosity, individuals develop positive character traits and contribute to the creation of a more harmonious and compassionate society. In Buddhist belief, acts of generosity lead to the accumulation of merit bunya, which is a form of spiritual currency that contributes to positive karma and wholesome rebirths. The merit generated through acts of giving supports one's spiritual progress and contributes to the attainment of liberation nibbana. Generosity provides individuals with opportunities to cultivate mindfulness, loving kindness, and compassion in everyday life, whether through small acts of kindness or more significant acts of charity. Every opportunity to give presents a chance to develop wholesome qualities and deepen one's spiritual practice. 2. Sila mai refers to meritorious action consisting of observing precepts or maintaining moral behavior. Delving deeper into sila mai involves understanding the significance, principles, and benefits of ethical conduct as a foundational practice. On the Buddhist path, sila samadhan, the observance of precepts, forms the cornerstone of sila mai. Lay Buddhists typically undertake the 5 precepts pankasila, or the 8 precepts atthasila, as guidelines for ethical living. Monastics follow a more extensive set of precepts, such as the 227 Vinaya rules for monks bhikkhus, or the 311 rules for nuns bhikkhunis. By observing precepts, individuals commit to abstaining from harmful actions, such as killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, lying, and intoxication. Ethical conduct cultivates virtuous qualities, such as integrity, honesty, kindness, compassion, and mindfulness. By aligning one's actions with ethical principles, individuals develop positive character traits and contribute to the well-being of oneself and others. Sila serves as a foundation for the cultivation of wholesome states of mind and the development of wisdom. Observing precepts purifies the mind and cultivates inner peace and harmony. By refraining from harmful actions and cultivating wholesome behavior, individuals create conditions for mental clarity, tranquility, and concentration. Sila is essential for the cultivation of samadhi, concentration, and the development of insight vipassana in meditation practice. Ethical conduct fosters harmonious relationships with others and promotes social harmony and cohesion. By adhering to ethical principles, individuals establish trust, respect, and goodwill in their interactions with others, creating a conducive environment for cooperation, collaboration, and mutual support. Observing precepts generates positive karma, punya, and leads to favorable rebirths and experiences. By abstaining from harmful actions and cultivating virtuous behavior, individuals create conditions for future well-being, happiness, and spiritual progress. Ethical conduct is an essential factor in shaping one's karmic destiny and determining the course of future lives. Ethical conduct provides a supportive foundation for meditation practice and spiritual development. A mind free from remorse and guilt, due to the observance of precepts, is more conducive to concentration, insight, and liberation. Sila supports the cultivation of samatha, calm abiding, and vipassana insight meditation, leading to profound states of tranquility and wisdom. 3. Bhavanamaya, often translated as mental development or meditation, encompasses a wide range of practices aimed at cultivating wholesome states of mind and transforming consciousness. These practices include mindfulness meditation, loving-kindness meditation, compassion meditation, concentration practices, and insight meditation. Satipatthana, the practice of mindfulness, is a key aspect of bhavanamaya. The four foundations of mindfulness: contemplation of the body, feelings, mind, and mental phenomena, serve as frameworks for developing awareness, insight, and liberation. By cultivating mindfulness, individuals develop clarity, equanimity, and wisdom in their experience of reality. Metta meditation is a practice of cultivating boundless, loving kindness, and goodwill towards oneself and others. By systematically directing thoughts of loving kindness towards oneself, loved ones, neutral beings, difficult people, and all beings, individuals develop compassion, empathy, and a sense of interconnectedness with all living beings. Karuna meditation involves cultivating compassion and empathy for beings who are suffering. By recognizing the universality of suffering and extending heartfelt compassion towards those in pain, individuals develop a profound sense of empathy, altruism, and the aspiration to alleviate the suffering of others. Concentration samatha practices involve the development of one-pointedness and mental stability. By focusing the mind on a single object of meditation, such as the breath, a visual image, or a mantra, individuals cultivate concentration, tranquility, and inner peace. Samatha practices lay the foundation for deep states of absorption, jhana, and meditative absorption. Insight vipassana meditation involves the cultivation of insight into the nature of reality. By observing the impermanent, unsatisfactory, and selfless nature of phenomena with clear awareness and equanimity, individuals develop wisdom, insight, and liberation from the cycle of samsara, the cycle of birth and death. Bhavanamaya practices bring numerous benefits to practitioners. They purify the mind, cultivate positive mental qualities, and deepen insight into the nature of reality. Mental cultivation leads to inner peace, happiness, and liberation from suffering. It also supports the development of ethical conduct, concentration, and wisdom on the path to enlightenment. 4. Apacchaya refers to meritorious action consisting of humility or reverence in Buddhism. Humility is the quality of being humble, modest, and unassuming. In Buddhism, humility involves recognizing one's limitations, imperfections, and interdependence with others and the world. It is the antidote to pride, arrogance, and self-importance, which are considered obstacles to spiritual growth and awakening. Reverence garuta is the attitude of deep respect, veneration, and awe towards objects, beings, or principles considered sacred or worthy of honor. In Buddhism, reverence is directed towards the triple gem, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, as well as towards spiritual teachers, elders, and virtuous qualities. Cultivating humility and reverence is essential for spiritual progress and awakening. Humility helps individuals overcome ego-driven tendencies and develop openness, receptivity, and teachability. Reverence fosters a sense of gratitude, devotion, and appreciation for the spiritual path, inspiring diligence and commitment to practice. Humility and reverence arise from the recognition of the interconnectedness and interdependence of all beings and phenomena. By acknowledging the contributions of others, respecting diverse perspectives, and valuing the inherent worth and dignity of all life, individuals cultivate a sense of humility and reverence towards the world around them. Practicing humility and reverence purifies the mind and heart, leading to greater inner peace, harmony, and contentment. By letting go of self-centered concerns and cultivating an attitude of reverence towards the sacred, individuals develop a deeper connection to the spiritual dimension of life and experience profound states of tranquility and joy. Humility and reverence are virtuous qualities that support the cultivation of other wholesome qualities, such as loving-kindness, compassion, patience, and equanimity. By embodying humility and reverence in thoughts, speech, and actions, individuals contribute to the welfare and happiness of oneself and others. Humility and reverence are not limited to formal spiritual practices, but are integrated into all aspects of daily life. They manifest in acts of kindness, generosity, and service to others, as well as in moments of quiet reflection, prayer, and devotion. By infusing daily activities with humility and reverence, individuals deepen their spiritual connection and cultivate a sense of sacredness in everyday life. 5. Vayavatya refers to meritorious action consisting of rendering services or acts of service in Buddhism. Service in Buddhism encompasses various forms of assistance, support, and care provided to others without expectation of personal gain or recognition. It involves acts of kindness, generosity, and compassion aimed at alleviating the suffering and promoting the welfare of sentient beings. Engaging in acts of service reflects the spirit of selflessness and altruism inherent in Buddhist teachings. By offering one's time, effort, skills, resources, or presence to support others, individuals embody the principle of dana, generosity, and contribute to the cultivation of wholesome qualities such as compassion, loving-kindness, and empathy. Service is motivated by the spirit of karuna, or compassion, which is the aspiration to alleviate the suffering of sentient beings. By recognizing the inherent vulnerability, fragility, and interconnectedness of all life, individuals extend care, support, and solidarity to those in need, regardless of differences in background, status, or identity. In various Buddhist traditions, the practice of seva, or selfless service, is emphasized as a means of spiritual growth and awakening. By engaging in acts of service, individuals develop humility, gratitude, and a sense of responsibility towards the welfare of others, fostering a deeper understanding of the interconnectedness of all life. Acts of service can take many forms, including offering material support to the needy, volunteering in charitable organizations, caring for the sick or elderly, providing emotional support to the distressed, teaching the Dharma, or participating in community projects aimed at promoting social justice, environmental sustainability, or peace building. Engaging in acts of service brings numerous benefits to both the giver and the recipient. For the giver, service cultivates qualities such as empathy, compassion, and generosity, leading to inner peace, happiness, and spiritual growth. It also creates positive karmic conditions for a future well-being and supports the development of wholesome states of mind. Service is an integral part of spiritual practice in Buddhism and supports the cultivation of ethical conduct, concentration, and wisdom. By embodying the principles of generosity, compassion, and selflessness, individuals create conducive conditions for meditation, insight, and liberation on the path to awakening. 6. Patidonamaya refers to meritorious action consisting of sharing or giving out merit in Buddhism. Merit, or punya, refers to the wholesome or virtuous actions performed by individuals that lead to positive karmic outcomes and beneficial results. Meritorious actions include acts of generosity, ethical conduct, mental cultivation, and other forms of virtuous behavior. Sharing merit patidana involves dedicating the positive karmic effects generated by one's meritorious actions for the benefit of others. It is an expression of generosity, compassion, and interconnectedness, where individuals extend the fruits of their good deeds to beings in need, or to specific individuals, such as deceased relatives or spiritual beings. There are various ways to share merit in Buddhism, including verbal dedications, mental intentions, symbolic gestures, and formal ceremonies. Common practices include reciting verses or chants that express the wish for the welfare and happiness of all beings, offering alms to monastics, making offerings to the Triple Gem, or performing acts of kindness in honor of specific recipients. Sharing merit reflects the spirit of generosity and altruism inherent in Buddhist teachings. By dedicating the fruits of one's virtuous actions to others, individuals cultivate selflessness, compassion, and loving kindness, fostering a sense of interconnectedness and mutual support within the spiritual community and beyond. The beneficiaries of shared merit can include both living beings and deceased beings. Living beings may receive the blessings of shared merit in the form of protection from harm, physical well-being, mental happiness, and spiritual growth. Deceased beings, such as departed relatives or spiritual beings, may benefit from the merit dedicated on their behalf by gaining favorable rebirths, liberation from suffering, or spiritual progress in the afterlife. Sharing merit is not only a selfless act of generosity, but also a means of cultivating wholesome states of mind, such as gratitude, compassion, and loving kindness. By rejoicing in the goodness of others and extending well wishes for their welfare and happiness, individuals develop positive mental attitudes and contribute to the creation of a more harmonious and compassionate world. Sharing merit is an integral part of spiritual practice in Buddhism and supports the cultivation of ethical conduct, concentration, and wisdom. By embodying the principles of generosity, compassion, and interconnectedness, individuals create conducive conditions for meditation, insight, and liberation on the path to awakening. 7. Patanumodhanamaya refers to meritorious action consisting of rejoicing in others' merit in Buddhism. Definition of rejoicing: anumodhanal is the act of taking delight, expressing appreciation, and mentally rejoicing in the wholesome deeds, accomplishments, or good fortune of others. It involves cultivating a positive attitude towards the success, happiness, and spiritual progress of others, regardless of one's own circumstances. Rejoicing in others' merit is an acknowledgement of the virtuous actions performed by individuals, such as acts of generosity, ethical conduct, mental cultivation, or service to others. By recognizing and appreciating the goodness in others, individuals cultivate gratitude, humility, and a sense of interconnectedness within the spiritual community and beyond. Rejoicing in others' merit is an expression of mudita, or altruistic joy. which is one of the 4 Brahmaviharas, divine abodes. In Buddhist teachings, mudita involves experiencing joy and delight in the happiness, success, and well-being of others without envy, jealousy, or comparison. Rejoicing in others' merit helps individuals overcome negative mental states, such as envy, jealousy, or competitiveness, instead of feeling resentful or envious of others' success or good fortune. Individuals cultivate an attitude of appreciation, generosity, and goodwill towards them, fostering harmony and mutual support. Within the spiritual community and society, rejoicing in others' merit cultivates a mental attitude of gratitude and appreciation for the positive qualities and actions of others. By rejoicing in the virtuous deeds of others, individuals generate positive mental states, uplift their own minds, and contribute to the creation of a supportive and encouraging environment for spiritual growth and well-being. In Buddhist belief, rejoicing in the merit of others is considered a meritorious action in itself. By rejoicing in the virtuous actions of others, individuals accumulate positive karma and create favorable conditions for their own spiritual progress and happiness. Rejoicing in others' merit is often described as akin to directly participating in the merit itself. Rejoicing in others' merit is an integral part of spiritual practice in Buddhism and supports the cultivation of ethical conduct, concentration, and wisdom. By cultivating mudita and rejoicing in the goodness of others, individuals develop wholesome mental qualities, foster spiritual friendship, kalyanamittata, and create conditions conducive to progress on the path to enlightenment. 8. Dhammasavana Maya refers to meritorious action consisting of listening to the Dharma, or right teaching in Buddhism. Listening to the Dharma holds great significance, as it provides individuals with the opportunity to learn, reflect upon, and internalize the teachings of the Buddha. Dharma listening is considered one of the fundamental ways to acquire wisdom and cultivate wholesome qualities on the path to liberation. Listening to the Dharma allows individuals to receive spiritual guidance and instruction from qualified teachers, monastics, or spiritual mentors who have deep understanding and realization of the teachings. Through Dharma talks, sermons, discourses, or teachings, practitioners gain insights into the nature of reality, the causes of suffering, and the path to liberation. Dharma listening preserves and perpetuates the oral tradition of Buddhism, which has been passed down from generation to generation since the time of the Buddha. By listening attentively to the teachings, individuals connect with a living tradition of wisdom, compassion, and ethical conduct that has endured for over 2 millennia. Dharma listening facilitates the cultivation of wisdom panya by exposing individuals to profound insights, teachings, and principles that illuminate the nature of existence, the law of karma, the 4 noble truths, and the noble eightfold path. Through active listening, contemplation, and reflection, practitioners deepen their understanding of the Dharma and develop insight into the true nature of reality. Dharma listening inspires and motivates practitioners on their spiritual journey by presenting them with examples of virtue, compassion, and wisdom embodied by the Buddha, enlightened beings, or spiritual adepts. Through hearing about the transformative experiences and noble qualities of spiritual practitioners, individuals are encouraged to cultivate similar qualities in their own lives. Dharma listening fosters the development of faith saddha and confidence passaddha in the triple gem, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, by providing individuals with opportunities to encounter the teachings firsthand and witness their transformative impact on their own lives and the lives of others. Dharma listening is not limited to formal settings, such as Dharma talks or teachings in monastic settings, but can also take place informally through reading sacred texts, studying Dharma literature, listening to recordings. By integrating Dharma listening into their daily lives, Individuals reinforce their commitment to the path of awakening and deepen their understanding of the teachings. 9. Dhammadesnamaya refers to meritorious action consisting of teaching the Dharma or showing truth in Buddhism. The Dharma plays a crucial role in the transmission, preservation, and dissemination of the Buddha's teachings. Dharma teachers, whether monastics or lay practitioners, serve as conduits for sharing spiritual knowledge, guidance, and inspiration with others, thereby supporting their spiritual development and awakening. Dharma teaching carries a significant responsibility, as teachers are entrusted with the task of conveying the teachings accurately, compassionately, and skillfully to their audience. Qualified Dharma teachers possess a deep understanding of the teachings, ethical conduct, mindfulness, and compassion, along with the ability to communicate effectively and connect with their listeners. Dharma teaching involves sharing spiritual insights, principles, and practices that lead to wisdom, virtue, and liberation by elucidating the Four Noble Truths, the Noble Eightfold Path, the law of karma, dependent origination, and other core teachings. Dharma teachers help individuals gain a deeper understanding of the nature of reality and the path to freedom from suffering. Dharma teachers provide guidance, instruction, and encouragement to their students on the spiritual path. Through Dharma talks, sermons, retreats, workshops, and personal mentoring, teachers offer practical advice, methods of meditation, ethical guidelines, and reflections to support their students in cultivating mindfulness, concentration, and insight. Dharma teaching inspires and motivates practitioners on their spiritual journey by presenting them with examples of virtue, compassion, and wisdom embodied by the Buddha, enlightened beings, or spiritual adepts. By sharing stories, anecdotes, and teachings from the Buddhist tradition, teachers kindle the aspiration for spiritual growth and awakening in their students. Dharma teaching fosters the creation of spiritual communities, Sangha, where individuals can come together to study, practice, and support each other on the path to liberation. Through group discussions, study groups, and communal activities, practitioners engage in mutual learning, sharing insights, and fostering a sense of spiritual camaraderie and solidarity. Dharma teaching is considered a meritorious action that generates positive karma and supports the spiritual growth and well-being of both teachers and students. By sharing the Dharma selflessly and altruistically, teachers accumulate merit, cultivate wholesome qualities, and contribute to the welfare and happiness of others. On the path to enlightenment. 10. Dithuja karma refers to the meritorious action of straightening one's views, or forming correct views in Buddhism. Right view samadhi is the first factor of the Noble Eightfold Path, and forms the foundation for the entire path to liberation. Right view encompasses understanding the Four Noble Truths, the law of karma, the impermanence and unsatisfactoriness of conditioned existence, and the possibility of liberation from suffering through the cultivation of wisdom and ethical conduct. Dithuja karma involves recognizing and rectifying erroneous views, beliefs, or misconceptions that lead to unwholesome actions, confusion, and spiritual ignorance. Erroneous views such as eternalism, annihilationism, nihilism, and belief in a permanent self are considered obstacles to spiritual progress and must be overcome through wise reflection and investigation. Dithuja karma entails aligning one's views with the Dharma, the teachings of the Buddha, as expounded in the Suttas discourses, Vinaya monastic rules, and Abhidhamma higher teachings. By studying, contemplating, and internalizing the teachings, practitioners develop clarity, discernment, and insight into the nature of reality and the path to liberation. Straightening one's views involves the cultivation of wisdom, panya, through the direct realization of truth. By discerning the impermanent, unsatisfactory, and selfless nature of phenomena, practitioners deepen their understanding of the three characteristics tilakkhana and cultivate insight into the true nature of existence. Dithuja karma is an ongoing process of refining and purifying one's understanding of the Dharma through study, contemplation, meditation, and spiritual guidance. Practitioners deepen their comprehension of the teachings, overcome doubts and uncertainties, and develop unshakable confidence in the path to liberation. Straightening one's views is not confined to theoretical understanding, but extends to practical application in daily life. By integrating right view into their thoughts, speech, and actions, practitioners cultivate ethical conduct, mindfulness, and compassion, thereby laying the foundation for spiritual progress and inner transformation. Dithuja karma leads to the dispelling of ignorance avijja and the uprooting of the fundamental delusion that gives rise to craving, attachment, and suffering. Through the development of right view, practitioners gradually awaken to the truth of impermanence, non-self, and the cessation of suffering, leading to liberation from the cycle of birth and death samsara. In summary, Bunyakariyavathu encompasses a wide range of actions, intentions, and practices that serve as bases for generating merit and wholesome karma in Buddhism. By engaging these meritorious action, individuals accumulate merit and progress on the path to enlightenment.